Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
Welcome back to another episode of Wrath and Story. I'm the Imperial Scribe of this vessel, the Flexible Demeanor, and it is my pleasure to document the many adventures of J. Jones, Andrew Dickinger, and their Servo Skull companion, Daniel Fernandez. When you last left them, our boys were faced with a moral conundrum. Kill a few innocents in exchange for untold riches and gallons of drug water? Doesn't seem that hard. But it appears they've taken a different path, and have decided to go do the impossible and bring these two factions together, through the common hatred of aliens and the unknown. Ah, classic humans. But it won't be easy, and our boys need more information regarding the King Priest Wouter, and his psychedelic psychic water. So, now they've waited till dark, and plan to infiltrate the palace under the cloak of night. Can they unlock the King's secrets? Let's find out.
All right, Daniel, I've got you back on where it's the dead of night. We're sneaking up on the temple.
All right.
Do we know how we're getting in?
Well, quietly. And upside is that these people are pretty chill. So if we bump into anyone, we just tell them we're lost, and they'll probably be okay with it.
We just say, yo, and then we just keep going.
I mean, the ones guarding the temple might be a little bit more serious, but maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, true. Maybe he doesn't give the water to the ones that actually have weapons. That's, wise.
Manbrush and Guybrush and the rest are holding.
I feel like there was
the rest.
one more. One more. Can't remember his name,
We're
though.
never able to remember all their names.
Begins with a D or maybe a A or a C. Can't
Barnaby.
remember. Oh, right. Barnaby. Of course.
They are. They have returned to the planet. They're outside the city. So if we need any backup, they can provide it, though I don't know if we want to start blasting the city.
I mean, you never count anything out, especially when your superior gives you the go-ahead to blow up an entire building of priests.
That's true. We've got a lot of flexibility in this situation right now. So
you got to keep it down. You're still a little loud.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I'm the stealthy one here. Now listen, I will throw on the chameleon cloak, sneak in through a side entrance here, and maybe get a look around.
I mean, there isn't... Yeah, if we just... do you want to just go ahead and sneak ahead, or should we come with you?
I'll go ahead first before man made of mostly metal and loudness follows, and I'll make sure the coast is clear before you come on trampling in there.
I am way quieter than I used to be. I mean,
really?
my stealth is a strong 3.
You have literal lights beeping on you.
No, I mean, I turned them off, see?
You didn't turn them all off.
Oh, I forgot those ones in the back.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Okay,
That's how people
those are
see
off
us.
now, too. I've got the night vision on. I can see better than most.
Do you think the night vision helps you be quieter with your big old robot limbs?
I mean...
With your clankety robot parts, you think that's going to solve it?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine now, Jay. They're off. The lights are off. I've got the night vision on.
All right.
I will stealth in.
Yo, let me go first, and then you'll follow after when I give you the radio, and we're good to go, okay? Can we hold to this plan, please?
Go.
Okay. So I'm going to make a stealth check.
Okay.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 4 to get into just the palace proper right now.
Okay, I've got a 10 in stealth, so here we go. So I got 6.
Yeah.
And I can take one of my 6s to get an additional bonus,
Okay.
if that helps.
I actually have a pretty good idea of what that 6 could be.
What?
What if we have it that he manages to find a navigatable path that I can actually go through without, like, a slight bonus to my stealth check?
You'll get a bonus to your stealth check. He's not going to do it for you.
I found this empty box you can put over yourself and slowly crawl through.
It's more that as you're stealthing around, you notice the guard movement patterns, and they're real sloppy. Like, these guys are not...
Well, they've got no fear of anything, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of... they are actually very observant when they are there, but there's not enough guards really to cover the palace proper. So if you give Andrew the right signal, he can move in. He'll have to move quick and quiet, but you will be able to give him a little bit of a benefit.
See, I took this lampshade, and I figured out that if I just lean into the lights and modulate them in the way, it looks like the fires that they have going on, and I just
Andrew,
look like a lampshade.
please do not make yourself look like a walking fireplace. I cannot say this enough. Please take the lampshade off. I can see it from here.
I mean, they will never know.
Andrew, they will see a floating fiery head walking down their hallways. That's gonna throw someone off for sure. Please take the lampshade off.
I think maybe just do this low tech.
Fine, and I even remembered to turn off the backlights.
Yeah.
I promise, at some point on this planet, you will get to use that lampshade again.
I mean, it's gone. It's gone forever.
What? Come on.
Hopes
What?
and-
What? I didn't mean to yell.
Hopes and dreams just gone. Dash.
It's okay. You can put the lampshade on. Just turn the lights on. Okay, come to me.
Difficulty 3.
Right, because I have a 3 for my stealth.
Oh no.
So I failed, and the only way I can succeed is if I use one of my wrath and I roll a 6. Not gonna do it.
That's a pretty bad fail.
So I clippity-clomp into the facility. Do I get noticed?
So, you do not appear to get noticed.
Interesting. I'm just gonna pretend that, no one noticed me.
Andrew, get over here. That was so loud.
Clink, clonk,
I
clink, clonk,
pointed
clink,
the
clonk.
direction to walk in. You literally walked over what I assume are metal pots and pans.
Those are my legs. Thanks for noticing.
This is not the time. Somebody definitely saw you walk in here.
And I just pause and I look around. Nah, no one noticed me.
Keep your voice down. Jeez. Okay. Oh my God. Just wait right here. I would like to try to stealth and scope out the area to see if there has been some change in the guard pattern, or if people look like they might have noticed something. Would that be more of an awareness check?
That would be more an awareness check, yeah.
Okay. Let me do an awareness.
Difficulty 5.
No. All right. I've got a 9 in awareness. Here we go. Above average. I'd say that's above average. I got a 5. And then for that extra 6, it's on my wrath die. Bing!
You got a 6 on your wrath die,
I
huh?
did.
Well, we could just get a glory.
I wanna solve this debacle that we've gotten ourselves into.
Well, you're not...
I don't think we can solve it with a 6 of the wrath die.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
I-
Everything is clearly going fine.
Let's save it for a glory.
Okay, turn it into a glory. Okay.
But I did pass.
You did pass. So looking around, the guards have not changed their movement at all. However, that noise, there's just no way that somebody didn't notice what was going on. So you realize that probably somebody, and there's maybe a high-ranking person who's more perceptive, who may have noticed what was going on. Probably the priest, especially if the king priest is a psyker of some sort. He might have extended senses.
Okay, I turn back to Andrew. Somebody definitely noticed. So
we just roll with it, right?
No. Don't roll with it.
I mean, we're right in the fountain room. It's, nobody's in here.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to do this real quick, and I slip my chameleon cloak off, and I throw it over Andrew to give you a bonus to your stealth. So I drop down to 9, and you go up to 4 stealth.
Okay, I have a problem with this. How do I scan the fountain? I have to make a lot of lights and stuff.
You don't have to do that. What do you mean you have to do a lot of lights and stuff? It's all inside your servo eyes or whatever.
It definitely projects different types of light scans when I scan something.
I mean, it's the 41st millennium. All of our tech in the Imperium is big and loud and bright.
Really? You can't just... Hold on. Before you start shining a whole bunch of lights on this dumb fountain, let me just look at it first, and then we'll see. Maybe there's a hole or a cavern or something to get in this. So I'd like to do, I guess it's investigation.
Yes.
Okay.
Investigation 4 for both of you to try and find any sort of hidden things about this fountain.
I'm going to need to roll very well here, because I only have a 5 in this. Wow. I rolled 3 6s, and one of them was on my wrath die.
Cool. That is a success. That is a super success.
Yes! And I'll turn that 6 into a glory.
Okay, just another glory.
Yeah.
You got all that good. Yeah.
Got some good glory breaking into
Yeah.
this place.
Yeah. Okay. As you are looking around the fountain, you realize that there are a bunch of statuary around it, sort of that's designed to sort of look like Wouter or maybe some of Wouter's ancestors. But there is a sort of recessed panel, and you actually sort of notice some footprints, that there is a way that goes underneath the fountain. And actually, one of the walls is actually sort of it's a curtain, actually, that looks exactly like the stone structure that is around it, but it is covering a stairway that leads underneath the fountain.
Okay. So, we know how to get into the fountain, it looks like.
Uh-huh.
But, before we do it right now, do we want to try to cover up us kind of bumbling into here and somebody potentially noticing us? Because if they see...
Set traps.
No, not set traps. No, if we, sneak into the fountain now, people will know we're up to some shady stuff. But if we just, make a ruckus or something and pretend that we just got in here by accident or something, then we can come back another time when people probably haven't noticed us.
Or if only one of us makes a ruckus and the other person goes into the fountain.
That's true, and you know who can make a pretty good ruckus?
I don't mean to be overextending my role as the skull who doesn't usually suggest things, but...
No, I think it's a great idea.
I mean, I feel like I'm getting the short end of the stick here.
What do you mean? You get to turn on all your lights. So many lights. Remember when I said that lampshade would come back?
Okay, well...
Buddy, now's the time.
Okay, I have an idea. I'm going to lean into it. This is not a judgment of you. Go on into the fountain.
Okay. What are you going to do?
You'll find out.
Do you want to share this plan with me before we risk our lives breaking into this crazy psyker man's house?
Do you want me to make a ruckus? I'm going to make a ruckus, and it's going to be very convincing.
Okay, are you about to tell a bunch of people that someone's broken into the fountain?
No,
Okay.
not that.
Does he still have the cloak, or do you...
I'm still leaving the cloak with him because...
No, you take the cloak back.
Okay,
It's way
fair
more
enough.
convincing.
I slip it back on, and I hit the panel and try to go down into the fountain.
All right. We'll see what you're doing in just a second as you descend into the darkness. Meanwhile, up top, Andrew, what do you do?
I'm going to start monologuing to myself that about Jay and his damn addiction to this water, forcing me to go into the temple at night just to get him more water. And it's just like, I don't get this fucking water. Why is it so good? So I'm going to... this is freaking water. All my lights are on. It's super obvious. Illuminating the water, I take my canteen. I can't believe he's making me go into the freaking place to get more of this weird freaking water. Like, what the hell?
All right. The guards have definitely noticed you now. 7 armed men. They don't have 7 arms, but there are 7 of them.
A 7-armed man? My goodness.
It's the 41st...
The power of this water.
Yeah, space is weird, but no. 7 men with swords and spears have now approached you and said, "Wait, outsider, what are you doing here?"
I'm getting more of this damn water for my friend who can't get enough of it for whatever reason. I mean, do you excuse me? I'm in the middle of something here.
The palace is off limits at night.
Well, I mean, do you want us to deal with the freaking priests or not? I mean, we're not going to deal with the damn priests if you don't give us more of this damn water, because my friend he's just refusing to do it. I mean...
Okay, you're going to need to make some sort of roll for these guys.
The interpersonal role, something that you are truly adept at.
Can I do an intimidation against these guys? Like, it's enough to where I look belligerent enough that they don't want to challenge me.
If that's a thing you want to try, you can.
All right, I'm going to try that. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 3.
Okay. The reason I say this is because I'm good at intimidating people. My cunning and deception is both 1.
I'm not there, so I can't
We'll
say
deal with
anything.
you in just a second, yeah.
I pass.
Doesn't matter, you fail. You can't intimidate them. They feel no fear.
My plan fails.
They literally don't feel fear.
I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
These guys are high on that water supply.
I mean, that's all I got.
Cool. They are not buying what you're selling. Let's go see what Jay's up to.
So by the way, I think we skipped over this, but how does the fountain open up? Like, how does it descend that I can go beneath it?
It is it's honestly just a stairway that leads underneath the fountain, just sort of built into the architecture.
Oh, okay. So the latch was basically, it opens up and I just go into it.
Yeah, it's sort of like a trapdoor almost going down. Sorry if that wasn't clear. Yes.
No. That's so the panel was actually a trapdoor. Okay.
Yeah, it was a trapdoor.
So I descend down the stairs. What do I see?
So this is a place. It doesn't have all the crazy artistic statuary and stuff outside. This is more of just like a cave. And as you're going down here, I need you to make a stealth check. You hear someone coming from down below.
Oh boy, here we go. What's my difficulty?
Difficulty 4.
Okay.
It would be higher, but there's somebody making a lot of noise upstairs that's providing you cover.
Okay. That is that's pretty good. What was the difficulty? 4?
4.
So I got a 4, and then I can push a 6.
Okay.
I'd like to use it to obviously like find a crevice and like hide behind it so I'm unnoticed.
Yes, you hide. You see coming up the steps is the king priest.
So is it a long stairway I'm going down and I see him coming up the opposite way? Or?
Yes, coming up the opposite way. Like it's a long spiral staircase. You sort of look down and you see him and it's like, oh, crap. And you find an alcove into the wall.
Okay.
And you hide. It is a little bit of a dug tunnel for a bit. Then it opens up into a big, wide chamber with a spiral staircase going down. You look down into that chamber, and this whole place is built on a gigantic, must be an aquifer or something, like a huge underwater lake. But before you get a chance to look at it too much, you notice the king priest is coming up the stairs. You hide, you put yourself against the side of the wall, you use your chameleon cloak to blend into the dirt, and the king priest is muttering to himself, I heard that fool was here, but he's making a scene. And he actually, instead of going up the way, he reaches the top of the spiral staircase, and instead of going up the like little stairs towards the entrance, he raises his hands and levitates a bit and like emerges out of the fountain above.
Like phases through it?
It's unclear if you'll need to make a check. It's unclear if this is magic that he's phasing through it, or maybe it's just like a thing that he does.
Would this be a awareness check?
Awareness check, yeah,
Okay.
to see what he's doing exactly.
Oh boy, is he doing some kind of is he mind freaking people up there? So I've got a 9. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 4.
Okay. Very passed. No 6s to push, but I got like a 6.
Okay. He is definitely levitating under his own power. So he has some sort of psychic power in that regard. However, he is not phasing through the fountain. There is sort of a mechanism that opens up and he like rises out of the water.
Still got magical power.
But he does have the ability to levitate. So he does have some sort of magical power.
Psyker, confirmed psyker, okay.
Meanwhile, up above, the guards are about to go for you, Andrew. Your trying to intimidate them has not worked at all. In fact, because you failed, one of them is going to try to stab at you. It's probably not going to be great. It's just a spear, but he is going to try to stab you.
I just realized, because you're like a full robot man in like serious armor, I just love the idea of like 7 guys just trying to stab at you and then
blink,
just,
blink,
just,
blink, blink,
just
blink.
bouncing off your armor.
Okay, what's your defense?
Is a 3.
He actually literally misses you.
He goes to stab at me, and I literally just turn to the side. What the hell, man? I'm just trying to get this damn water and leave.
Yeah, actually, as they get really close, you notice that the blade on the end of their spear looks incredibly sharp. Unclear, just when it gets really close. Not sure how they made it, but it looks very, very sharp.
So I scan it as it flies by me, and I'm like, that looks machined poop.
But then, in a moment, a booming voice says, "Leave this one be." As the king priest rises out of the fountain, and all of them fall to their knees. Andrew, do you fall to your knees?
No, I don't fall to my knees.
Okay.
As he sees this happen and doesn't fall to his knees, he gets a radio for me. Oh, hey, Andrew, I thought it'd be good to let you know the king priest is coming up, so he'll be up any moment now. I think he just floated out of that fountain.
Yeah, he's already here.
Oh, good. Well, good luck.
Meanwhile, Jay.
Whew, all right, well, at least that's handled. Okay, no problems. So
now you can check out this aquifer a little more.
So should I just roll an awareness check on like what I'm looking at and what's down here?
It'd be investigation.
Well, do I need to make another stealth check to continue stealthing?
No. There is a big distraction upstairs.
Fair enough.
So you're going to be doing an investigation down here, trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, investigation. We got a 5 there. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 4.
Okay. I am rolling pretty hot. I didn't pass, but I am going to use a wrath to reroll 2 of my die.
Some of those, yeah.
Because I really want to know what's going on down here. That's good enough. I got a 6 when I rerolled, so that's a 5.
Okay. So as you descend down the little spiral staircase, you see that there's this huge aquifer, and as you're looking around, this definitely was dug or made by terraforming. You're looking around, you see that there are sort of like remains of ancient terraforming devices on the edge of this cavern. It must have dug it out a long time ago. It's rusted, it's sort of forgotten, but it tapped into some sort of deep water here. However, you see that there is like a little altar that's down here that seems to be used quite often, and it goes up right to the edge of the water. And the priest must be doing something down here to the water.
What do I see on the altar? Like, does it look clean? Does it look like what? Do I see any remnants of if this is a sacrificial altar? Like,
no, it looks actually pretty well. It looks washed clean by water. So there's not a lot here, but you don't really see any signs because you succeed in your investigation. You don't see any signs of blood or anything like that here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. You also don't see any signs of anything particularly demonic down here either. You know, he is a psyker, but he's maybe not in contact. You know, I don't think this is a chaos demon thing. I think this is just a psyker.
That would be good. I couldn't deal with having the fact of imbibing psychically charged water and then it be linked to a demon. That would be a real bummer. So is it...
But the thing that's a little weird is that looking around here, the water is going up through the fountain through like sort of a mechanism, and it runs by the altar. However, you don't see the mechanism that would make this fountain work. Like there's nothing sort of moving the water. I mean, the water is moving. You were looking at it. The water is moving.
So it seems to be like flowing up piping or like an aqueduct style.
Yeah, it's flowing. The water is flowing up through the fountain through no visible means of making it flow up through the fountain.
Well, that's weird. Okay. Man, there's a lot of water down here. Ooh,
yeah, there is a huge amount of water down here.
It's a whole lot of water.
Yeah.
But it's psychically charged, so I should not drink it. Although I haven't felt any terrible effects. And here I am alone down here in a giant aqueduct filled with water.
It's an aquifer, not an aqueduct.
Aquifer. Yeah. Good. Okay.
So Jay hears over the radio, Jay, what's going on down there?
Nothing.
What'd you find?
Nothing. Everything's good. Everything's great.
What brings you to the palace, outsider?
Oh my god, I've said this like 5 frickin' times. I just came to get some of this damn water from my friend back at the ship because he wants some of this water because it's so delicious.
I did hear you when you arrived.
Yes, okay, then I'm just gonna leave now.
Have you completed my errand? Have you done our deal? For that was what would give you access to this water.
We're working on it. There's a little bit of a logistical problem going in there, but it'll be solved real soon. I mean, we'll figure it out. There's a deal to be made here. I mean, this is gonna work out for both of us.
Give me the water.
No, I gotta take this back to my friend.
And he motions for the guards, and they come up to you, and they're like trying to grab the water away from you.
And I'm like very easily holding on to the water because I'm so much stronger than them with my power suit. I'm like, guys, come on. Like, I just need some of this. Is it that important that you take the water back?
The master demands it.
Fine. And I pull their hands away from the canteen, and I pour it back into the fountain.
All right. As it's being poured back into the fountain, the water, as it's pouring down, forms into a skull face that sort of like pops out at you.
What the hell?
Now you see, this water is not for you.
I mean, I feel like that means it's not for anybody. I just saying.
This water is for those I choose. You are not worthy of it. Be gone until you have proved your worth.
I wasn't trying to... Okay, I was getting... All right. And I just started to leave.
And the guards escort you out. And the king priest sort of looks around a little bit, and he heads off to his chambers. Meanwhile, Jay.
I am laying down in front of the water, like on the ground, like with my head over my hands. I mean, it's just if I had like a little bit, it wouldn't be too bad.
You hear over
so
the radio.
much of it, nobody would really notice.
Jay, come in.
Yeah, I'm on the mission. What's up?
All right, so they were totally convinced that I was there to get water for you.
Uh-huh.
I've been escorted out, but there was no major incident. Some guy did try to stab me. That was
Why would he
weird.
try to stab you? I assume you tried to remedy it through
I mean, I kind of just moved out of the way.
diplomatic means.
He wasn't really good with the spear, but...
Okay, that's crazy to think that they would just attack you out of nowhere. Wow.
But here's the thing. The spear was clearly machined of some kind.
I wouldn't say that. I would just say it was very sharp.
It was very sharp.
Oh, is that Daniel with you?
Yeah.
Daniel.
I'm here.
This is a private conversation, Daniel.
I'm kind of everywhere. It's weird. I've got very good sensors.
Well, I mean, he does project through my helmet as well.
That's true.
But he's physically up there with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can just get out of there whenever you can, assuming you didn't find anything down there.
There's some water down here, but not too much of it. I'm gonna make my way out of here real
Jay,
soon.
Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch the water.
I wouldn't do that. What's psychically charged?
It sounds
I wouldn't
like
do that a third time.
It sounds like there's a lot.
Now there are classic phrases like third time's the charm. First is the worst, second is best, third is with the delicious water pouring down your chest. There's so many phrases that I feel like 3 is like a powerful number.
Jay.
And you feel like, a fourth time, absolutely not. But a third time, what's the harm, right?
Jay, real talk.
Mm-hmm.
This is an intervention.
What?
What happened the last 2 times we got involved with anything chaos-infused?
Well, I died that one time, and that's a pretty bad result for sure.
Uh-huh.
And the other time, which I assume is chaos-y. I mean, it wasn't really chaos.
What? It was definitely...
Which time are you referring to? There's a lot of times.
Yeah, I mean, I was just referring to the last 2, Daniel. I mean, there's a long list.
You mean our last 2 adventures?
I mean, I guess that could be qualified as the last 2 times that we ran. It happens a lot. I mean, really clear.
Okay. I hear. I won't have any of the water. I'm fine.
Get back here.
I'm fine.
There is a canteen down here, Jay.
There's a canteen. I mean, I do need a canteen. Somebody took my canteen.
What are you talking about, canteen?
Andrew, we're all good. I'm just gonna do a quick scan, do a little scanaroo down here to get all the schematics, and I'll be back up there real quick. All right, see you later. I click it off, and I take the canteen and I fill it up with water.
Where do you get the water from? Do you reach down to the aquifer?
I reach down into the aquifer, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And just bloop,
Yeah.
scoop up the water. All right, cap this bad boy,
Daniel,
stick it on my person.
He turned off his radio.
I hope it's fine. I was going to say I'm sure it's fine, but I retract that statement. I'm not sure it's fine.
I'm going to give him 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then I'm going in there after him.
Jay, I need you to make a difficulty 3 stealth check to make it out of the palace.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to get out of the palace.
And I assume I don't see like anything else down here. Like I
No,
can't investigate any
yeah.
further. It just looks like altar, where the water is held in its basin or whatever. It looks like it's in dirt, by the way, right? It doesn't look like it's being held in like a machine.
No, it's like a limestone cave.
A limestone cave. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, there isn't like actual mechanics down here.
No, it looks like it was made once, but now there's no currently running mechanics down here, except for whatever is making the water go up through the fountain.
I forgot to ask if there was a way from Susan's analysis that we could disrupt this water, but I guess that would be messing with the king. Anyways, gonna stealth. That I really felt like I was gonna roll a 1 on my wrath die, but I did not, and I passed with flying colors. That's like that's like an 8.
Yeah, these guys are babies. They're fools. You are a master of stealth compared to these idiots.
Yes, finally.
These doped up guards.
My perfect audience.
Yeah.
So I flip and backflip and slink my... I do like some extra pirouettes just for fun because I feel real cool. And make my way back up the fountain. I don't do the floaty thing that the king does. I come with the trap door and slip out. Hey, guys. How you doing? So man, crazy down there. There's like a whole like limestone cave just filled with water, and weirdly, there's an altar down there, and the Walter. I don't know why I said that.
Water altar. It's a Walter.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. The Walter somehow channels the water up, like, but not through like technology or anything. The water's just snaking on up to the fountain. It seems to just go up there, I assume, through some sort of psychic ability.
Like
that
it
the king
has a will of its own?
Kind of, yeah.
So when I dumped the water out into the fountain, because they made me dump the water out, because I was using the excuse that I was getting the water for you, because you clearly have broken that habit.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. I don't need any more water. But thank you for trying to get me some water though.
I poured the water out, and it formed into a skull that came flying at me.
What? And I take the canteen and I just throw it across. Sorry about that. I just get really freaked out.
Oh, you didn't? What was that you threw there?
You know how you get surprised by stuff, and then you just throw a canteen you find randomly. So just get it out. Just get it out. You can leave it over there though. I don't think we need it.
Didn't have any of that water in it, did it?
No. Definitely wouldn't.
I
do
mean,
that.
we could, if you got water from down there, that might be something else we could examine.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm gonna go get it.
It was a full canteen when I found it, and I didn't check it. So maybe it has some of that water from down there. You can go get it though, and I'll be over here.
And I walk over and I grab it,
Yeah.
and I check inside, and it's
What's in it?
Water.
Oh my god! Like the water from inside the thing, like in the fountain.
I mean, you'd have to do a scan to like compare it to the other stuff.
I have a scanner,
Yeah.
so do I do like I do a Medicaid check, I guess.
Yeah, a Medicaid. Yeah, this is medical, like,
for sure.
Yeah.
I hope it's just urine.
difficulty 4.
just a giant lake of urine.
I do pass. I rolled a 1 on my wrath die.
How about this? I'm just going to take a ruin from that. I'm just going to take a ruin.
Sounds
Going to
good.
use that later. You look at this water, and it has a very similar chemical signature to the water that you got out of the fountain, but it's slightly different. Comparing it to the sample and looking at the schematics that Susan sent you and stuff like that, this seems to be lacking the psychic, the psycherness, the whatever additional psychicness was added to the water.
Huh.
What'd you find?
It seems to be missing some of that juice that it had before.
So is it just regular water?
Yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, it's got a little bit of. It's not pure H2O,
It's
but
got some trace minerals in there.
stuff like that. But it seems to be water that you could drink.
Oh,
just
so it wouldn't
normally.
give you the same side effects or whatever? Of
No,
that stuff?
no.
Oh man, I grabbed a whole bunch of regular water.
What?
Huh? Well, I'm glad to know that it isn't filled with skulls and demons and stuff. That's
Wait,
good.
so what was different about that water? Did you?
I mean, I assume it was just water from the basin, which is strange because the water we got obviously we were hanging out with old King Priest was different. It was laced with. Does he have to be near it, maybe, or because that would obviously kill the production? But we know he doesn't have to be near it because it worked when they tested it on the ship.
Well, they do say he controls the water.
But do you think? What if it has to do with the fountain? What if there's something? Right, the water comes up. It's normal down there, but then when it comes up through the fountain, it changes. What if it has something to do with the fountain?
I mean, it could, or could. I mean, you said he. He did. He came through the fountain.
Yeah, he was down there, so maybe he was doing stuff to it and making it go up. It is going up unnaturally, but I don't know where the.
Didn't you say there was an altar?
Yeah,
Maybe he's doing something to the water.
maybe it's in the altar. Maybe. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. The altar might be hiding some type of either magic psychicness down there, or maybe all of this is just. Although he does have psychic powers, he really does. I did watch him float, literally.
Yeah, he could fly.
But I mean, maybe that's just part of the, pageantry. Like maybe there really is that terraforming equipment is surrounded by a fake altar.
I mean, I that could be true. I'm also getting the sense that maybe this guy just has the powers to just manipulate the water so that it controls people.
That's true, but he wasn't there when it was going through the altar. So this is either something he can sustain without being around there. We just need to investigate and potentially screw up that altar. Remember the complication we need to create? Huh?
I mean, do we still need to create that complication?
Yeah, because then I gotta bring them together. A very perfect, fluid, non-complicated plan.
I mean, he came out of the altar and was very explicit that the only way he'd deal with us is if we killed the priests.
Oh, yeah, we didn't really tell you that part.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he came out and he was like, the only way this works is if you kill all the priests.
Yeah, that we're not allowed to get the water anymore. I think that's why the water was all scully at Andrew.
Yeah.
And I don't know why skulls are so scary. By the way, I kind of feel a little insulted by that.
I totally understand that, Daniel.
Honestly, I don't know why you would be scared by skulls. Maybe you weren't that scared by skulls.
No,
There's a lot of skulls.
It was more that the water was hovering in the air and then came at me like with
Yeah,
intelligence.
Okay,
Yeah, Daniel,
I will
it's
give you
not
that.
about the skulls. It's not about the skulls. We've got nothing towards skulls. We love skulls, Daniel.
Okay.
Come on, buddy. Buddy, I'm rubbing your little skull head.
Okay.
Come on,
okay.
who's our favorite Servo skull, Daniel?
I suppose I'm your favorite Servo skull, Daniel. Do you know any other floating guys named Daniel?
I meant a comment to.
I mean,
comma
we
to
do,
be made?
unfortunately, at this point. One called Darkstar, but I mean, like,
Oh, yeah. The tyrant.
And hey,
Yeah.
much
Tyrant
better
Star.
than that, Daniel. So, huh?
Yeah, I forgot there's another. Oh, boy.
Yeah, things are really complex these days, but not as complex as how. Nope. That
So
didn't
where
work
do,
out in my
so where
head.
do we want to go next? Do we want to go see the missionaries on the planet? Do we want to go see what these Watchers in the Heights are so we could figure out what's going
We
on
should
with that?
probably figure out what's going on up there. Worst case scenario, we got to fight some Eldari and negotiate with them or something and get our star map, and then we've got our problem anyway.
and
Best case scenario,
yeah.
there's nobody up there. We scan the star map. We got that at least in our back pocket, and then can invent whatever we want.
Well, I think going to the temple at this point is advantageous for the simple fact that that's priority number 1, and if we get that like off the docket, then we can put all of our attention onto somehow getting this guy to give us this damn water.
I think that's a good plan. All right. Well, Daniel, I'll shut you down as we make our way up to the heights.
Yeah.
How do you change one of the... Mike, can you... Oh, wait, it's working. Sorry to interrupt this recording, but I had to share with you some exciting news. I submitted the appropriate requisition forms, and after 2 years, a standard waiting period, I was approved to run a contest. That's right. We're giving away some delicious prizes to you, the listeners. How does it work? Well, the contest will run through the end of September through October, and all you need to do to enter is leave us a written review on iTunes. That's it. By the end of October, if we cross over 100 written reviews, we'll send 2 winners 1 Wrath die, used on the show. Each one signed by Daniel and the boys. Now, be careful, as you know, these dice really only roll 6s or 1s, so use appropriately. Now, if we get over 150 written reviews by end of October, we'll announce 4 winners instead. Again, all you need to do to enter is submit a written review on iTunes. If you're not on iTunes, well, maybe now's the time to check it out. We'll announce the winner at the beginning of November. And that's it for the contest details, so for now, I'll return you to the boys. Goodbye.
All right, Daniel, got you back on. We're approaching the landing site. I said that loosely. It doesn't look like there's a really good place to land here.
No. The scans show the temple down there, but it doesn't...
Wait a second. Who's actually flying this thing right now?
Well, I put Man-Brush in
Oh,
charge.
good call. Good call.
I could fly it too, though. Just, we're the same guy.
Yeah.
Brush.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
No.
Guybrush.
You're Guybrush. She's Man-Brush. I mean,
there's a very, very, very wide gap in talent. But, and wait, who are you?
You know me.
Bill.
Barnaby. Barnaby Jones.
Barnaby Jones? Your last name is Jones?
Yeah.
That is a ridiculous last name. All
Yeah.
right, well, Barnaby.
Yeah.
Do you know how to fly? Do you do scans? What do you do, Barnaby?
I could shoot. That's what I'm here for.
Great.
I'm
Please
bodyguard.
Hey, please put the gun down.
Okay.
Okay. Manbrush, are we close to the landing site?
Well, I followed the coordinates that you gave me, but this whole mountainous region near the center of the planet at the equator, there's no easy landing spot. Even with the hover capabilities of this craft, it's just, there's nothing really.
Well, that's because you don't have the dexterity and natural intuition to work with this beautiful vessel like I do. So if you could just move to the side for a second, I'll just sit on down here. Here we go.
Okay.
Thank you so much. All right, cool. Okay, I remember now. This is forward and this is back. I made that
we
mistake
shake
before.
around a little bit.
Made that mistake before. Perfect. Got the handle on it. So I'm going to make a pilot check to try to get us closer.
Okay, you can make a piloting check to get us closer to the temple and also get a feel for what is going on.
Yeah. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 4 for this.
Okay, I've got a 6 in pilot. And I get a +8 because I'm Eldari, right? Because it's an Eldari ship?
You just got a -2. Add 2 to the difficulty level.
All right, here we go. Feeling out that bone. Oop, well, there's all my good rolls for a while there culminated in maybe the worst roll I've ever had. And it just so happens it's the roll where I'm piloting a ship
And we're flying through the sky towards mountains.
through a mountainous range with all of our lives at risk. And listen, now, I didn't pass a single die roll. Not a single one. Out of all 6, not a single one was a 4+. And I did roll a 1 on my wrath die. So whatever is about to happen,
So, I mean,
we deserve it.
That was a short-lived fluffy demeanor. I mean, like, this ship is definitely going to explode.
I don't know if it's going to explode, but...
You failed every die and rolled a 1 for your wrath die.
Here we go.
So you push Manbrush out of the way. You're like, you sit down at the controls.
Got these bad boys in my hand.
And we immediately lose altitude.
Ah! What have you done? Okay, hold on. Okay, look. To be fair, I flew off a planet before, not landed on a planet.
You're
Hold
flying
on,
at the
I'm
mountain.
gonna turn. No, I got this.
It's getting closer.
I'm gonna turn it. Oh!
The ship crashes. Yeah.
Do we have to roll to take damage?
Oh, yeah. Take a D3 mortal wounds.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's a 3, so I take 2 mortal wounds.
Yes.
I take 2 mortal wounds.
Okay.
I do believe I have a way to ignore this.
No, you can't ignore mortal wounds.
Can you
That's the-
ignore crashing into mountains? What kind of upgrade did you get?
Mortal wounds is literally
What special
it ignores
trait
toughness.
is that? My special traits are...
No, there is. I didn't.
Hard landing talent.
No, I didn't. let me clarify.
Yeah.
I didn't take it, but there is an augment that allows you to turn mortal wounds into shock.
Oh.
There is an augment that does that.
Is it called inflated? It's called pillows? Now wait a second.
No.
Now wait a second.
It is filled with
This
pillows.
is the fluffy demeanor. This ship is filled to the brim with pillows. That has been established. Does that mean, now I know we're gonna crash, but can that mean that this is only 1 mortal wound? Come on, Daniel.
One more. Yeah. You know what? Do a D3 -1 mortal wound
Okay, well, I
because of all
rolled
the
a 2,
pillows.
so it becomes
it's
a
1
1.
mortal wound. Yeah.
I rolled a 2 as well, so 1 mortal wound.
Okay. You both take 1 mortal wound from all the pillows.
Now that's pretty great, everybody. Come on now.
This is a stupid game for stupid people. Okay.
Well, wait. So what about Manbrush and Jim, someone, and Billy? Are they okay?
The 3 people that are with us, Guybrush, Manbrush, and Barnaby.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Barnaby
that's his name.
Jones.
Yep.
Yeah, it does have that weird last name.
So weird.
They are hurt, and there is blood on the pillows, but they are still alive.
Man, we're gonna have to steam clean all of these pillows.
Jay, you are never allowed.
Listen,
behind the
like
wheel.
I said, to be fair, we're alive, so successful landing.
Jay, we had this ship for 1 mission.
And
The mission we're on.
we've made the most out of it, I think. I mean, we've really tested her to the limits, and I think she's...
I had the ship under control, sir.
Listen, Manbrush, I agree.
He did.
You were a great pilot. But sometimes you gotta break them in. these ships, you know? And these Eldari ships, they love it, don't you? And I hit the Wraith Bone, and I crack it a little bit.
Yeah, just some Wraith Bone falls down and hits Barnaby on the head.
Okay, well, you know, you got to test it a little bit. You know what they say? This is Wraith Bone. When you break bones and they fuse back together, they come back stronger. It's how Eldari have worked with their ships for millennia.
So you know how to fix this exactly and require no assistance.
You know, I think...
that's what we've established.
I think there's things that, like, if I remember correctly, there's, like, things that sing at the bones. And, look,
I kick open the door.
my baritone has not been going so hot lately.
Listen, Guybrush, you cool your jets, Negative Nancy. We're going to be just fine. This is like a Tuesday.
Okay.
Is it Tuesday? Oh, my God. Did we miss Taco Tuesday on the ship?
I mean, I didn't.
Why did we plan this right around a Monday and a Tuesday?
This whole thing is taking longer than expected, to be fair.
It
I thought we were
is.
just going to go to the temple and leave, but then we had to break. Then we snuck into a palace. There's psychic waters and drugs and stuff.
I turn to the side away from Jay, pull open my cloak, pull out a taco, and eat it really fast.
Son of a bitch.
Do you have like a cooler built in there?
Of course. I have so many compartments. You
And a
have
little
no
oven?
idea.
Yeah.
It's a toaster oven.
Oh, God. That's
An easy
safe.
bake oven?
That's
Just a
real
little
safe.
light bulb?
Got to replace that light bulb. There we go.
You just put it in, I turn it on and do a little shimmy to get a little power in there, and then we're good.
Oh, my God.
Manbrush stands up, cracks his back a little bit and says, okay, well, I've been known to salvage parts and put things back together back when that was the only way to survive in the processional of the damned. But I don't know, and then he sort of like looks away for a second. But I don't really know if there's any, is this a ship graveyard that we're crashed in?
No. This is a temporary ship sleepy time area, and it's gonna be fine.
I just meant, are there other ships nearby that I could salvage stuff
I don't
off of?
know. Let's check the windows, and I just rub my hand against the inside of the window to see if there's anything out there.
It shatters and falls in
Oh, good. Okay, well, it came right off, so now I can clearly see.
It is a dry, mountainous terrain.
So, Manbrush, hate to tell
No,
you.
nothing really around besides that.
Nothing out here. But it was a cool story, though, and I still think that's really neat about you. You're a survivalist. You're the hero we need.
I've already broken the back hatch down.
You don't need to break all the things. We need to put it back together at some point.
I stare at him for 2 seconds.
She'll fly. I promise she'll fly.
And then
She'll do great.
Immediately turn around and step out of the door.
Oh,
This might have been the last flight of the fluffy demeanor.
it's okay. You're gonna be okay.
I love how you say last flight, because it was also the first flight, technically.
Well, no, they flew it back up to the ship and brought it back down without problem, by the way.
That's true. That's true. I feel like we should focus on that point for a second.
Look, all I know is great decision to line this thing with pillows.
You know how Susan's
Everyone
mad
laughed at us.
that we're, like, losing supplies and costing them money?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can explain this one to Susan.
Look,
I
the
immediately
crew
start-
survived, and I think we've got a great thing going for us. Time to really make a lot of money with that water.
Should we signal for help?
Well, before we do that, let's maybe check the area first. We don't know what's up here, to be quite honest. I mean, we're in the heights or whatever in this mountain range. Like, I don't want to shoot up a flare or something and then,
All right.
surprise, surprise, a bunch of other things see it that we don't want them to.
Guybrush pulls out a map.
Guybrush, you have a map?
Yeah, I took a scan of the area as much as I could before we went down.
And I'm going to use my Auspex array to scan the area.
Wow, that's good thinking. Okay.
Yeah, the Eldari ship does it automatically.
It does?
Yeah, I just transferred it over. There's a little bit of a code. The languages weren't quite the same, but I knew how to bridge the gap.
She's got so many mysteries, so many things she keeps to herself.
But I don't have a great idea of the surrounding terrain, but I know that the coordinates we were going to is northwest of here.
Oh, okay.
Looks about 10 kilometers that way.
Ooh, that is not very close. But,
No, it's not an easy walk. It might, especially with all those mountains, it might take it a little while.
I think we'll do all right. Stretch the legs a little bit. Do a couple squats to
All right.
prep.
Andrew, you were going to use your Auspex.
I'm going to use my Auspex scanner. It's my auger array to do an awareness check of the immediate area and see if there's anything nearby suspicious like. Wow, that was bad. Well, what would I need?
Difficulty 3.
I
Something
Should I
got
use a
damaged
wrath?
in the crash.
I'm gonna use a wrath. But I've been failing every check.
I want to win one.
Then use a wrap.
I want to win one. We have 2 glory. I'm gonna use a wrath. I succeed and can push 2 6s.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
So basically, your robotic thing was like just malfunctioning, and you slapped it a few times.
You just gotta kick it a little bit. You hit the electronics.
I mean,
it
you
makes it
did
work.
use wrath to make it succeed. So
You
there you go.
stupid piece of crap.
I just got this.
Listen,
literally
it is the
last
41st
week.
millennium. That is definitely how some things work.
I mean, normally you would say something about the rambunctious machine spirit, but
Oh yeah,
yeah.
well you gotta corral that machine spirit into
Yeah.
into helping it.
Yeah, you smack it.
Okay. So, scanning the whole area, you see that there is a weird... The rocks here are exhibiting like a weird sort of electromagnetic interference that might have been part of the reason it was so difficult to pilot the craft that brought us down
Yeah,
here.
that was definitely why this happened.
No.
Definitely not my fault. It's just the
No.
The
bigger
weird mountains.
issue is that it is disrupting communications. This area, it would be disrupting the communications. However, with 2 6s that you'd be able to push, you would be able to get you might be able to boost a signal to bypass the disruption, but you'd only be able to send a very short message through. And normally you wouldn't be able to send anything through.
I'm gonna. Do I have to send through right now, or it gives me like enough of an idea?
It gives you. Yeah, you would figure out how to boost it. You could do that through some of the. You reroute powered some of the systems. Use something from the fluffy demeanor, but it would only be a short-term solution.
Okay. I stumble back to the fluffy demeanor. I stare at Jay again, and I walk back inside, and I shut the door.
Wait, what?
And then I immediately tap into the communications array and boost it to get a signal through, and I say, "Need new ship. Send here." And I give them coordinates.
Okay. We'll try to get there as soon as possible. I don't know if we'll be able to land there directly.
All right, come when you can.
Okay. And that's all that you can get through.
And I open the door again. I walk by Jay. I stare at him.
What, are you mad at me? Come on. We're gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine.
And then I start walking towards where we need to go.
Daniel, I think he's a little bit mad at me, you think?
I can't imagine why. Well, should we go with him?
Yeah, I mean, I just think he's probably upset, so maybe give him a little bit of distance, maybe, you think?
Yeah. Should we bring the men?
Who? Oh, right, Manbrush, and,
This is getting old.
And Guybrush.
oh, yeah, those two as well, definitely.
Okay. And as we start moving through the mountains. It's a rough hike. Eventually, we're going to probably going to need to make rolls. But as you're walking, Guybrush trips very early on into our walk. It's not my fault. Okay, that rock was there, and then it wasn't.
What do you mean the rock? What are you talking about? Do you need some water?
No, that one right there. And there's just a rock that's just sort of rolling down.
Like rolling with gravity, though, right? Like
yeah,
just
with
rolling down the hill?
gravity. Yeah. The one that Guybrush tripped over.
Okay, well, just watch where you're walking, man. I mean,
No, that rock wasn't. And then, and as you look down, you see that rock is sort of rolling, and you see some other rocks rolling, and all of these rocks and mountains sort of start shimmering and moving. They start putting themselves together in the vague form of a 10-foot tall man.
well,
It has 3 arms, 3 legs, and it sort of cocks its head of a sort and looks at you.
Oh man, we don't have time for this.
good news, we found a monster. Yay!
Thanks for listening to this grimdark tale. It seems our boys may have stranded themselves among the mountains, coming face to face with a monster they had hoped to create. Will they make it out alive? Tune in next time to find out. As you know, our Patreon is a great way for you to support the show and get access to exclusive content. And I'd just like to take a few moments here to shout out some of our incredible patrons. Now, I've said this before, but it bears repeating. You might hear your name pronounced slightly differently, but keep in mind, I'm an ordained Imperial scribe. You are probably just saying it wrong. Anyways, there's also a bunch of you, so if you don't hear your name here, don't worry. It'll probably be coming up in a future episode. And so, extra special thanks to Erin Henley, Susan's administrative assistant. Erin did a wonderful job of gating our boys from interrupting Susan from very, very important work. Excellently done. A promotion in the future. Special thanks to Daniel Fernandez for inserting his soul into a Servo skull and helping these two as Game Master. And if you've enjoyed this episode, why not leave us a rating and review on iTunes? It would be most appreciated. Our theme song was composed by Kyle Fryer. You can check out his music on SoundCloud. Music in this episode was produced by Kevin MacLeod of Incomptech.com. You can find the track listing and credits in the show notes. Are you interested in more episodes of Wrath and Story? And I don't mean what we have here on our regular feed. I'm talking about secret episodes. I'm talking about bonus adventures. Well, for more content and these bonus episodes, check out our Patreon. Every pledge helps to support the show and unlock new and exciting opportunities. And if you're looking for another actual play podcast with plenty of humor and adventure, check out Friday Night Quests, a podcast much like Wrath and Story, but set in the fantastical and equally hilarious world of Dungeons & Dragons. There you may recognize the familiar voice of Jay Jones, and occasionally you'll hear Andrew and Daniel drop by the show as well, along with many more ridiculous and wonderful characters. Definitely check it out. Of course, you can always follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr, all at Partial Arc. And if you have any questions for Daniel and the boys, send them an email at wrathandstory@gmail.com. That's with the "and" spelled out. We may even answer them on one of our next episodes, so stay tuned. Until next time, goodbye.